to find him. They sent the little SWAT team with the little shit with the big iron. They came and he was taken into handcuffs. I told you that.
They tried to say it was a domestic dispute. They tried to paint it like another tragic headline out of Atlanta, but T. Hood's family isn't buying it. Not for a second. According to them, this wasn't a fight that went too far.
Didn't call my family for help. For one, I'm the only girl, and I know we would be right back together that same night. If anything, I don't involve my folks in our business. I didn't call a brother. I didn't call anyone but his mother. That the family posted on social media a phone call that they had with Kirk Frost's daughter.
Little shit with the big iron. They came and he was taken into handcuffs. I told you that on the phone.
So according to this post, they posted this on social media tagging Kay.
I don't condone that shit. I don't give a fuck brother or not. Like, I hear what y'all are saying, but y'all, like, you can't, like, I don't condone.
And how they would let him out if you told them that your brother shot Tevin. They wouldn't, they supposed to have him. Okay, so I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna find out.
This was a setup, a trap, and they're pointing the finger straight at the Frost family.
Sticky, Kelsey Frost ain't slow by far. Yo, I think she playing the 50. Listen, T. Hood family dropped the phone recording with Kelsey Frost on the other end. Yes. So she was like, oh, I don't condone in that. No, my brother was all on his own with this. Then they dropped the second recording showing that she said that she told the police that her brother was the one guilty. Now, apparently somehow, some way, he got let off, okay? He got handcuffed, and apparently he got out of that situation. To me, I don't know. This is all alleged. But I don't know no situation where a person say you guilty that you related to, and you just get off. Huh? Hello, queso dad.
Let's rewind. It's August 8th, 2025.
He and his brother and Kelsey cleaned up the scene before calling 911 hours later, allegedly. But in the news report and in the police report states this: following the pow-powing, both Kai Frost and witnesses stayed at the scene and remained on the scene at the time of the incident. And both Kai and the other witnesses continued to cooperate with investigators.
Up-and-coming Atlanta rapper T. Hood, a name bubbling in the underground scene, a man who had been grinding for years and finally getting recognition, is found unlifed inside his own home.
To me, I don't know. This is all alleged, but I don't know no situation where a person say you guilty that you related to, and you just get off. Huh? Hello, queso daddy. Huh? So did she actually tell the police that? We don't know.
Police reports say it happened after an argument, labeling it as nothing more than a domestic dispute. But when you look closer, the details don't add up.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to see what is going on.
I'm trying to figure out, sweetheart, why are you calling my business and asking me about my son?
Baby.
Like, I don't understand why you're even calling you.
Your son and my son been having something going on. I can give you your son's phone number right now. I have the message.
You said about my son, what?
Your son and my son been having something going on. I just went through my son's phone and I just seen what the fuck I seen. Now, Rashida, don't make me clan. I can give you your son's phone number. I can send you messages, baby. I have it all.
Okay, well, guess what? Do it.
The family says this wasn't random. It was calculated. And at the center of it all, Kirk Frost's kids. That's right. The same Kirk Frost from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. His son, Kai Frost, is being whispered about as the prime suspect, and his daughter, Kelsey Frost, is right in the middle of it too. Not just as a bystander, but as T. Hood's girlfriend. According to T. Hood's grieving family, the woman he loved is the same woman who lured him to his death. Here's how the story goes. And keep in mind, these are allegations straight from the victim's side. They're saying Kelsey set T. Hood up, knowing full well what was about to happen. They claim her brothers pulled the trigger, unloading 5 shots into T. Hood's body. The back, the stomach, and the chest. Brutal, execution style. And they didn't stop there. The Frost family, according to these claims, allegedly cleaned up the scene before the cops even showed up. Now, of course, Kelsey Frost is denying all of this. On Instagram, she's posting tributes, claiming she's heartbroken, saying she lost the love of her life. Her comments are flooded with messages like, "Stay strong, queen, we know you hurting," and "He loved you, don't let anyone tell you different." But on the other side, T. Hood's sisters are not letting her play victim. Just hours after news broke, one of his sisters took to IG and dropped a bombshell post. "Don't let her fool y'all. Kelsey set my brother up. She let her own blood pow-pow him and then came on here crying like she didn't to know. 5 shots. My brother got 5 shots in the back, stomach, and chest. That's not no accident. That's murder. And we got the phone records to prove it. And that wasn't just talk. T. Hood's family claims they have phone call recordings that back their story. Creepy late-night calls where voices can be heard. Allegedly Kelsey on one end, allegedly one of her brothers on the other. Planning, talking, setting the stage. If this is true, then what the Frost family is facing isn't just a tragedy. It's a conspiracy. But here's the craziest part. The media, at least at first, ran with the police's domestic dispute angle. It was neat. It was clean. It was the type of explanation that doesn't make headlines messy. But T. Hood's family? They refused to let the truth get buried. They were loud. They were emotional. They demanded justice. And they weren't about to let the Frost name, a name tied to fame and money, erase their brother's death. So the real question isn't just who shot T. Hood. It's deeper than that. It's how far is the Frost family willing to go to protect their own? Because from where T. Hood's sisters are standing, this wasn't random. It wasn't an accident. It was an inside job. Foster K set my brother up. She had her brother shoot him and said she didn't know. He shot my brother 5 times in the back, the stomach, and the chest. Then they cleaned it up and hid the brother so police wouldn't find the weapon or him. And here's when her allegation starts to ring true. Instead of dialing 911, they say Kelsey made another call to her 2 brothers. One of them was already living at the house. The other allegedly pulled up ready for smoke, and what's worse, one brother was at the scene when the paramedics arrived, but the other ran off and is still missing, and the family's frustration is boiling. If someone is so-called beating you up in your house, why not call 911 to remove the person from the home and he lived there as well? If this was self-defense situation, why would the brother leave the house before the police arrive and there's no weapons? Just a shot person with the timeline they described as damning. Missed hours between the fight and the shooting. No emergency call from Kelsey herself and a cleanup before the police even got there. And y'all, when T. Hood's mom, Yolanda Bandy, went online, it got even harder. The killer is out on the streets. Kirk Frost thinks he can just get away because of famous parents. People, please don't shop at Frost Bistro and Pressed Clothing Store. Don't watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta until they can explain why my son was killed. They also allege that one brother was hidden away because he already had a record, while Kai, with no prior, stayed in the picture to make a self-defense story stick. And when you stack that next to the wounds in T. Hood's back, the family says it's obvious. This was execution, and it was a setup. Now the family's dragging the Frosts across Instagram like it's their full-time job. Find Kirk Frost. Justice for Hood. A daily flood of posts, boycotts, and demands. And just when you think the story couldn't get any messier, oh, buckle up, Buttercup, because Kelsey Frost herself clapped back. She went live, crying, screaming, flipping the whole setup narrative on its head, and swearing she's the one being hunted in this drama. Kelsey Frost hopped on Instagram to shut the pot down completely. I didn't harm anyone or ask anyone to harm him. I would never. She called T. Hood the love of her life and the situation a total nightmare. Her words, "I can't sit back and let this narrative being created go on. The love of my life is gone. I'm sick to my stomach and I don't wish this on anyone. I don't even have time to grieve or say my respects in the right manner because I am defending myself from people creating weird and sick rumors." She paired it with the most lovey-dovey pic she could find of her and T. Hood. Now, Kelsey claims she never rang up her brothers. In fact, she said the only call she made that day was to T. Hood's mother. Funny though, because T. Hood's family swore that was impossible. How else, they asked. Did both her brothers end up at the house before first responders even showed up? According to witnesses, Kelsey's 2 brothers were indeed there when the cops arrived, so that's not just hearsay. If Instagram's back and forth wasn't messy enough, it went nuclear when T. Hood AS family dropped an alleged audio of a phone call between Kelsey and them. They claim it was recorded shortly after the shooting, before everyone's stories lined up. In the clip, Kelsey sounds rattled but defensive, especially when her mom mentions Kai. You can hear the family pressing her. I don't understand how they let him out. Kelsey fumbles, her voice cracking before shutting down. That audio only added fuel to the fire. And if Kelsey was already in full damage control mode, The fact that she wouldn't even let her own mom corner her on it made fans even more suspicious. The receipts kept piling, and the timelines turned into straight chaos. Depending on who you ask, Kirk Frost was either the protective little brother rushing in to stop a fight, or the guy who left, came back strapped, and lit up his sister's man while he was walking away. And then there's the older brother, the ghost of this story, who somehow keeps slipping through police radar. But here's the kicker. Kirk Frost actually lived in the house with Kelsey and T. Hood, while the older brother had his own spot just feet away on the same property. Basically close enough to hear every scream through the walls. And according to the family, Kirk wasn't even home when things first popped off, meaning if he came back, he knew exactly what he was walking into. They say he pulled up mid-fight, dipped, came back with a weapon. That's when the shots rang out. 5 to the back, the stomach, and the chest, with T. Hood desperately trying to run into the house to save his life. That's not just stop the threat energy. That's make sure he never gets back up energy. But the police report splits the story. Cops claim Kirk arrived after the fight, stayed put, and even cooperated at the scene. That little detail cracks the door wide open for a self-defense claim and puts way less heat on him legally. Meanwhile, the older brother? T. Hood's sisters swear he fired shots too, but since he already has a record, the Frosts are allegedly keeping him hidden while letting Kirk, who has no priors, take the official heat. Because everyone knows a clean sheet in the system means a much better shot at beating the case. As one commentator bluntly put it, 2 brothers, 1 dead boyfriend, and a timeline that changes depending on who you ask. And if you think the Frost family feud is only playing out in the streets, you haven't seen what's happening online. Hashtags like Find Kirk Frost and Rare Justice for Hood are popping faster than breaking news alerts. And the internet? Completely divided. Some posts came with pure sympathy. This is sad. Blessings to his family and friends, 100. Another, breaks my heart. Worst feeling ever losing the love of your life. Others, they weren't buying anybody's story. RJK called it, y'all did PNB Rock's girlfriend the same way. Called it a setup before details came out. I'm not believing nothing till the evidence drops. And then there was Kelsey's infamous grief post. She started it with, "First off, I've been advised not to speak by plenty of parties," before unloading about how she can't take the blame. The top comment under that post was savage. "First off, you should have listened to your lawyer." Another fan kept it real. "Police pull phone records like water. This'll get sorted. Let them work and let the family grieve." Still, Kelsey has her loyalists. One follower wrote, "I'm for her. Talk to God, girly. Safe and peaceful recovery. They only targeting you because you were his girlfriend. It never fails." But the truth is, the louder these hashtags get, the harder it's going to be for the Frost family to move in silence. Every post, every live, every leaked receipt only tightens the noose around this already messy story. But here's where things spin even harder. While the Frost family is pushing the self-defense angle, T. Hood AS people keep bringing up one detail that the streets can ignore: the hours that went missing. Between the fight, the shooting, and the cleanup, there's a blank space in the timeline that nobody's explaining. If it was really self-defense, why was there time to wipe the scene, move people around, and get rid of weapons before first responders pulled up? That's not survival mode. That's cover-up energy. Witnesses swear Kirk wasn't even home when things popped off, which means someone had to call him there. If that's true, then the "he just showed up to protect his sister" story starts to crumble fast. And remember, the older brother is still MIA, allegedly ghosted from the scene before cops could question him. Some even claim he was hidden deliberately because of his prior record. Now you've got 2 brothers in the mix, one girlfriend trying to hold it together online, and a grieving family who refuses to let this slide. The hashtags are no longer just noise. They've turned into daily campaigns. Find Kirk Frost. Justice for T. Hood. People are spamming Frost Bistro reviews, dragging their clothing line, and demanding Love and Hip Hop producers cut ties until answers come out. And every time Kelsey posts a photo of her and T. Hood, the comment section explodes with accusations that she's playing victim while protecting the very people who ended his life. The real question now? Can the Frosts keep controlling the narrative when the internet's already branded them guilty? Or will new receipts finally expose what really went down inside that house? And this is where it all comes crashing down. Because no matter what side of the story you're on, one thing is clear. The Frosts are running out of room to hide. The streets already made up their minds, the blogs are eating it up, and the networks that once boosted their fame might just turn their backs if the headlines keep getting darker. The whispers about secret relationships, cover-ups, and missing weapons aren't just messy rumors anymore. They were the kind of questions that prosecutors and detectives can't afford to ignore. Every leaked text, every old scandal, every shady timeline shift only piles more weight on a family name that was already cracked from years of public drama. For Kelsey, the grief is real, but so is the suspicion. For Kai, silence might protect him in the short term, but in the long run, it paints him as guilty in the eyes of millions. And for T. Hood's family, nothing less than justice will be enough. Hashtags and boycotts are just the beginning of their fight. Because this isn't just about one shooting anymore. This is about power, fame, and whether being a reality TV name in Atlanta means you can outrun the truth forever. The streets are watching, the internet is watching, and sooner or later, the truth will come out. When it does, it won't just decide who walks free and who pays the price. It'll all decide if the Frost name becomes another empire shattered under the weight of its own scandals. One thing's for sure. This story is far from forgotten,